Hi, and welcome to this live reading from Christmas Cookies on a Cruise Ship, the Perfect Pairings series, Book 1 by Parker Fairchild, and this is presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Prologue, November. I'll sail on anything that floats, Olivia said. I'm not picky, Rita. I'm desperate. I need to be on a cruise for Christmas. The holiday season is the busiest time of the year, honey, Rita, the booking agent, explained. Let me keep searching and see what I can find for you. I'll take anything. I'll go anywhere. Please just get me on a ship out of here, Olivia implored. So you'll be traveling by yourself then, Rita confirmed. Yes, me only. That's the idea. I have to get away from my twin sister. I just found out that my boyfriend was cheating on me with her, and now they're engaged. I have to escape spending Christmas with them. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, my dear, Rita said. Ms. Jason, if I can't find a cruise, what about an all-inclusive resort somewhere tropical? Sorry, that won't do. My sister or my parents could travel there. People can't show up and visit me on a cruise ship. Got it. Hold on a sec. I might have found something for you. Bless you, Rita. The Serendipity has a cancellation for a balcony cabin on Lido Deck for a 6-day Western Caribbean cruise sailing out of Miami, Florida, with ports of call in Cozumel, Mexico, Grand Cayman, Cayman Islands, and Ocho Rios, Jamaica. The ship departs on Sunday, December 20th, and returns on Saturday, December 26th, so you clearly missed the big day. That's absolutely positively perfect, Rita. I'll take it, Olivia said. Since we're so close to the sailing date, dining room table assignments for dinner are slim. I'll sit and eat anywhere, Olivia said. Okay, so let me get you booked then. You said you live in Richmond, Virginia, so I take it you'll be flying from there. Yes, thank you, Rita, for finding this for me. I now have something to look forward to at Christmas. U.S. Navy Commander Jace Ace Morse stepped off the plane train at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport in Atlanta, Georgia, and headed for the Delta Sky Club in Concourse A. Rain and fog had delayed his departure from Richmond, Virginia, but thankfully the pilot had made up the time in the air. Weekends were always notoriously busy for air travel, but on the Sunday before Christmas, the terminal was jammed with wall-to-wall travelers. He hurried through the door to the Sky Club to find his best friend Duke, a.k.a. Lieutenant Commander Luke Owen, waiting for him. I've never seen holiday travel like this before, Jace said as he and Duke fist-bumped. Well, Ace, at least our flight to Miami is on time since the Serendipity sails at 1600 hours and we have to be on board on an hour beforehand. Have you heard from Izzy or Red yet? Lieutenant Commander Isabella Izzy Sanchez and Lieutenant Kent Red O'Donnell were getting married on Christmas Eve when the Serendipity visited Jamaica. Jace pulled his iPhone from his jeans pocket. I just got a text from Red. Their plane's on the ground at Concourse B. Damn. What, Ace? You spoke too soon, Jace said. Our flight to Miami's been delayed. Double damn, Duke grumbled. What are we going to do? We can't miss the ship. Chapter 1. Sunday, December 20th. Okay, drinking all those glasses of champagne may have been a bad idea, but it hadn't been that many glasses, had it? Just 2, right? No, maybe it was 3. Oh no, she couldn't remember. She'd lost count during dinner. The lively senior citizens at her dining table kept passing what seemed to be an endless bottle of champagne and topping off her flute of bubbly. She looked down at the glass that was still in her hand, the one she'd exited the Constellation dining room carrying. As she weaved through the crowd on Promenade Deck, which was the hub of nightlife on board the Serendipity, she wondered was the glass half empty or half full. Who cared, really? She giggled and downed the remaining amber contents in one swallow. Yes, she, Olivia Chasen, was feeling fine and real divine in her new red Chanel dress, which she'd purchased expressly for this cruise. After all, according to Coco Chanel, a girl should be 2 things, classy and fabulous. Right? Whoops, she giggled as she lost her footing for a brief second. Now that was so not Coco. So maybe she wasn't so fine. Perhaps she was a little tipsy. No, correction. She was a lot tipsy. As a chemist, she knew she'd surpassed feeling fine and moved straight to tipsy with that last glass of bubbly. Barely aware of the stairs, she managed to enter the Moray Theater, which was the Serendipity's main auditorium at ground level. Although she guessed the term ground didn't really apply here as she was sailing the high seas on a cruise ship. She read online that the Moray was designed and equipped to perform Broadway-scaled productions. The massive stage sat at an angle with part of it jutting out in a unique circular shape surrounded by traditional theater-style seating. When not used, the stage's curtain, along with all the walls, were actually seamless video screens. Olivia couldn't decide which wowed her more, the sheer size of the space, which with its balcony was large enough to accommodate its 2,000 passengers, or its whole futuristic design. Before finding her seat, she did something she thought maybe she shouldn't do. She ordered a margarita from the theater bar. This was her first cruise, as well as her escape from having to spend Christmas with her supermodel twin sister Jane and her new fiancé Reed at her parents' house. And she was determined to relax even if it killed her. Eat loads of sumptuous food, after all, calories didn't count on a cruise, and have fun. So, despite the ache in her heart on this first night at sea, she was reveling in the festivities as she relaxed back in the theater's plush indigo blue seat near the front. The cruise director took center stage and introduced the members of the orchestra as they kicked off their Christmas extravaganza and welcome aboard show with some festive tunes. As they launched into Here Comes Santa Claus, a troupe of dancers dressed as reindeer leapt onto the stage. Reins in hand, they pulled a traditional sleigh as Santa Claus laughed and waved to all. Ho, ho, ho! Santa's trademark Christmas chuckle boomed through the theater, followed by ringing sleigh bells. As the prancing reindeer pulled Santa around the stage, children and adults cheered with delight. Joining them, other dancers dressed as elves tumbled into the spotlight. Lights, lasers, and faux snowflakes accompanied the reindeer and elves as they charmed the crowd with their antics. Then several elves scattered off stage for a moment, only to return pushing a gigantic red velvet and gold chair for the man of the hour. His throne ready, Santa took his place of honor. Since this was an interactive show, he then invited children and adults from the audience, everyone with a spirit of Christmas in their heart, to come sit on his lap, tell him what they wanted for Christmas, and have their picture taken with him. An elf corralled the burgeoning line to the stage's left set of stairs. Children visited Santa, and with each tread of small feet up those steps, melancholy hammered away at her. A microphone had been positioned to allow the audience to hear the kids' wishes. And, having conveyed their precious Christmas list to the official man in charge of making all their holiday dreams come true, the children often made room for Mom and Dad and other relatives to join in on the photo op. Many adult children, energized with the magic of Christmas and maybe an alcoholic brew or two, also ventured up to sit upon Santa's knee. Seeing all the lovely families, couples, and excited groups of friends and their happiness left Olivia feeling more alone and empty than ever. Having melted like a Christmas snow, all of her revelry vanished. Recognizing this as her cue to leave, she stood. As she wobbled up the aisle, she suddenly felt the potent effect of those glasses of champagne combined with that margarita. Dr. Olivia Chasen! Santa's jolly baritone popped her mental fuzzy bubble. She stopped as she struggled to whirl around. Me? She touched her chest with a dramatic flourish she didn't know she possessed. A powerful spotlight illuminated her. Its heat burned her already flushed face. She pressed a clammy palm to her chest. How do you know my name? The haze in her mind was paralyzing all cognitive function. My dear girl, Santa chuckled. You should know by now that Santa knows everything and everyone. He tapped an index finger to his temple. Santa Claus turned to address the waiting line. Girls, boys, moms, dads, everyone, if you don't mind waiting for a brief moment, I'd like for Olivia, he pointed a white-gloved finger at her, to please come up here on stage and tell me what she wants for Christmas. She stood dumbfounded as the audience and the people in the line clapped and chanted her name. Olivia, Olivia, Olivia. Oh, no. What was she going to do? She couldn't possibly go up onto the stage. She was far too shy to address an audience full of people. But if she didn't go, that would be so unexciting and so like the old Olivia. But she wasn't unexciting. She was the new Olivia, and she was exciting. And she wanted to have fun. Correction, she was determined to have fun. Besides, she'd never see these people, her fellow passengers, ever again. As she attempted to take one tiny step forward, her feet teetered. And once she started walking, carefully navigating one foot in front of the other, her heartbeat accelerated. As her heart raced with every step she took, her rushing blood exploded through her arteries, shooting the alcohol into every nook and cranny of her body. The raging alcohol bolstered her confidence, sending it soaring sky high. Unexciting? Not! She was an exciting girl. And she was going to prove it, starting right here tonight on the Serendipity cruise ship's main stage. Like a military recruit, she straightened her shoulders and marched towards the stage. The Santa queue parted for her like she was royalty passing. But as she lifted her right foot to place it on the first step leading to the stage, her heel caught and she swayed for a moment. And were it not for the assistance of someone's hands planted on either side of her waist, she would have fallen. Guiding her from behind up the few steps, her rescuer spoke not a word. Before she could turn to thank whomever had helped her, Santa's booming voice rang out again. "Olivia, please come here. Santa would like to talk to you."